Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Church. We're going to begin our service by saying our affirmation for this month. And I will say it first, and then you can join me. This new year is filled with greatness. I accept and receive my good now. I am grateful. Together. This new year is filled with greatness. I accept and receive my good now. I am grateful. And now we're going to stand up and sing our signature opening song by Faith Rivera.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Today's daily word for the last day in January is healing. Wholeness is my true nature. I am vibrant and strong. My true spirituality identity, the I am who I am, is the source and catalyst for my healing. As I turn to this inner presence to reaffirm my wholeness, I find that what I have been seeking is already present within me. So I relax into this place of love and light and rediscover everything I need for healing. Wholeness is my true nature. At the core of my being is the eternal truth that wholeness is my natural state. I am one with unlimited spiritual life and power. When I tap into that divine essence, I feel energized and revitalized. My path of healing is an inner unfolding and a satisfying journey into the truth of who I am. Wholeness is my true nature. I am vibrant and strong. God said to Moses, I am who I am. He said further, thus you shall say to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. Exodus 3:14. Again, our daily word for today is healing, and our affirmation is, wholeness is my true nature. I am vibrant and strong. Together? Wholeness is my true nature. I am vibrant and strong.
Now's the time where I invite you to visualize our sanctuary as a beautiful heart. So let's see this heart moving in and around and through each one of us, moving through our wonderful thrift store that has served us so well, and back into our Sunday school area. And we just know that our center, our Unity Center, is filled with light. And let us feel that energy of love, of caring and compassion right here and right now. And in these moments, if you know of anyone in need of prayer or any circumstance in your life or in our world in need of prayer, see them in our heart as we sing the prayer for protection. And now I invite you to get comfortable where you are. Close your eyes if that feels right to you. We begin our time of centering and prayer by just breathing, taking a deep breath, the very breath of life that is God. And we hold it for a moment. And as we exhale, we begin to relax. Breathing in again deeply. And holding it just for a moment. As we exhale this time, we quiet our mind. We calm our emotions. And we set aside anything that keeps us from being here right now. And once again, breathe deeply. And holding it just for a brief moment. As we exhale this time, we rest in the consciousness of our heart, relaxing our breath, and easy in, easy out. Allowing each breath to fill us, and each exhale spreading that light and that love. In these moments, we know that this is our time of reconnecting with the God of our being, of being consciously aware of that wholeness, that sweetness, that life within us. Allow that love, allow that greatness and that wholeness to fill you now. We are so grateful, and we affirm that I am whole and well. I am whole and well. Right here and right now. I am whole. I am well. Allow this truth to fill you. Allow this truth to nurture you. Every cell of your being is filled with that truth. This is our time of remembering, of knowing God's grace within us, of knowing that Spirit that moves through us, ever guiding, ever directing, showing us our best and highest good as we surrender and let go. And when we let go of all the things that block us, all the things that stand in our way of truth. Right here and right now, we claim our good in every way. As we go into a time of quiet prayer, affirm and know that all good is yours right here and right now. We just ask, we seek, and we knock, knowing all doors are open for our greatest and highest good. And we affirm this now in the silence. I invite you now to take another deep breath. And as we exhale, we truly smile, allowing all that love, that conscious awareness of the highest thought to radiate through our being, to show on our face. And with a grateful heart, we just say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God, for reminding us of all the infinite possibilities in our lives this day. And so it is. Amen. always ask you, how are you today? Anybody going through any changes? Are you? Anyone? Raise your hand. Well, that's what's normal in life, isn't it? It's the only thing that's permanent. And how many of you, this is the last Sunday in January, so our January weeks are all about creating our vision, our dreams, setting the intention for the new year. And how many of you have been finding yourselves doing that? Yes, that's a great thing. How many of you ever create vision boards? That's one way of doing that sort of thing. And, taking those visual pictures and words and making them happen for you. And another way is to really go to that deepest place in you and create that vision. And Reverend Michael Beckwith teaches that. It's a wonderful, wonderful process called the visioning process. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because it has changed all of our lives here at Unity, for sure. Because whether you know it or not, we do visioning processes about all that happens in this church. And I've been doing it for many years of my life as well. And so when it comes to this point in our life, we have all these changes occurring on the outer, but are we flinched inside? I don't see that in anyone. We're losing 2,500 square feet of our church center. And we are ready, as it always happens in this ministry. I've been here 17 years, and you all have been here some for 30. So Reverend Carlton Bluebolts had a vision for this ministry. And I don't even know how many times we've moved. Do any of you? It's a lot. So when the economy gets good in Kona, guess what? Unity of Kona finds new digs. And so it's happened all along. So yes, the first part was closing the thrift store and then finding out that Sunday school rooms would be gone as well. Those are big changes, aren't they, on the outer? But we're not changing inside because we have faith. We have hope and we have vision about what God's greater good is for this ministry. Now, have I felt that way this whole past few months and whatnot? I'd love to tell you yes. Absolutely had the most faith in the world. And then there'd be moments and I go, oh my goodness, how are we going to get rid of all this stuff? What are we going to do? And all of our customer base is so sad. And they said, you better let us know when you get another thrift store. And I'm like, as I'm sweating, the air conditioning's on and I'm purely sweat there yesterday because we're working so hard this week. And it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I was just telling you guys this morning about, we had this little boy come in with his mom. We're giving stuff away. And we're going to give away to you. If any of you want anything more from the thrift store, it's yours for the taking. It's all free. And then this week we will give out whatever is left. We'll put it out front. And we've had thousands of people come by this week. And also one beautiful thing is that we had these ladies and they were taking so much. They're just one of many. But they backed their car up to the racks and they were taking everything. So we lovingly asked them to take what they could carry. And then they were carrying it to their car more than once. They were so funny. So they came back yesterday. They were waiting for us to open yesterday. And finally, after we were giving $5 bags. You bought a bag, you could fill it with anything for $5. And so they finally told us, we're sending all of this to the Philippines. And I said, why didn't you tell us? It was like, we'll give you more. It was just hysterical to have a change of perception on my part once they expressed what it was that they were doing. It was just the greatest thing. And then this little boy came in yesterday, his two brothers, and I said, you guys can have any DVD. Well, his younger brother, the older brother hid a DVD that the kid wanted on a shelf out of sight. I mean, it's amazing what people do, and they did it little. But it was this one video, and it was Flash Gordon. I never even think I watched Flash Gordon from the olden days. Did you? Anybody know Flash Gordon? I just know it was black and white, and it was silly. And so I was telling the boy who was in first grade, I said, this is old school Flash Gordon. And he goes, was it like Flash now? And I said, probably not as fast. And I said, it was from when I was a little girl. And he goes, that was a really long time ago, he tells me. And I was like, whoa, do I look that old? And then he got a little sheepish about what he was saying. But it was just too cute, and his mom's there, and I said, it's okay that he said it. And I said, this is just old school, and he knows the words old school, you know? And it was just, so we had all those kinds of experiences. And the reason I'm telling all of you this, because on Christmas Eve when we were told that there's a good possibility we're going to have to close, for sure, we set out a plan and a vision for every week to come down to the wire about what we were going to do. And many of you saw my yellow legal notepad. I called it my brain because it absolutely, I mean, God woke me up in the middle of the night to tell me the vision of what we were going to take, where, and do what, and when, where, why, how. And it happened. Down to the person who was coming. I mean, we were here till 7 o'clock last night trying to get things a little bit orderly. And having people come, and Joe was delivering stuff to places and people, and it was an event. And then I started laughing when I got home, and I was like, you thought you might be home at 9, and you beat it by 2 hours. Go, girl. That was a vision, was to not have to be here till 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. And so it happened. And yes, we still have things left over, but we have a lot of people that we're going to be contributing to in the community, and now we know in the world. And so we want those women to come back. We want other people to come back and take what they need and send it where they need to go. What a blessing. And all of it is clean. So that's another blessing on top of all that we've done. Although it's been a fabulous thing for me and all of you who have done laundry for us for the last 2 years and 9 months, that we no longer have had to do that because we stopped taking donations. But still people bring us stuff. They still want us to have our good. Isn't that great? So when we visualize what's going to be happening, it's so important for us to go within to that deep place where we can hear God talking to us. And I had a spiritual teacher tell me many, many years ago that the reason that you get awakened at 4 a.m. is because our world is kind of quiet at that time. So we don't have all the distractions and all the electronic things going off. And sometimes when I walk down the hallway at our house and my office is there and I see all the lights from all the electronic gadgets, green and red and whatever else is blue that's in there now, and I went, it looks like the airport, which is just right down the hill from our house. And it's like I bypass that and go to another place where it's quiet and I can just sit there and hear and listen and be one with myself. How many of you do that? We need it, I believe, now more than ever, to go to that secret place of the Most High in you and close the door to the outer distractions. How many of you are doing a project at any time and you get interrupted? What do you mostly get interrupted by? Other people? The phone? Maybe? Dogs. Yeah, cats, boats, birds. Neighbors. Have you ever settled down and watched the sunset and all of a sudden there's like squawking birds, there's dogs barking, and I'm like, God, I just wanted some peace. And it's like, the peace isn't out here, honey. It's in here, honey. Pay attention. And so we learn through truth to be able to take our peace wherever we go. That's been the beauty of closing this thrift store. That more than anything else that we've done lately, we've been able to stay peaceful and happy and joyful and make jokes and make fun of ourselves and have people try clothes on that look funny. Do you ever do that? Just be silly. There's a whole wardrobe in there for someone that could make you look great or not so great. But it's not about the outer. It's about the inner. So in Michael Beckwith's way that he teaches visioning, which we have done, I remember when we were at Pottery Terrace, and our lease was up there, and we did visioning together. And we didn't know what was going to happen, but that whole thrift store space is what occurred. And it was beautiful. We went in there, that yellow paint was there. We only had to touch up a little bit. And if you walk through the thrift store, now you can see everything. But every window has etching, the glass has etching on it. And it was just such a beautiful place for us. And so it has served us. And we took that in 2011. So 5 years later, the tube of the toothpaste is being squeezed again. And we're moving forward with our best and highest good intention for unity in the community. And right now, we don't have to leave our sanctuary space. That's a true blessing. Because I told our property manager, if you'd have told me we'd had to move anything, I might have shot you. You know what I'm saying? And she was laughing. She just said, I don't think I could have taken all of that at one time. I like things piecemeal, don't you? It kind of works better. One step at a time, one bite at a time, because otherwise we start to choke if we put too much in here. And so in these teachings, the important thing is to find your center when you are wanting to create a vision for yourself. How many of you can think of something that you would like to create this year for yourself? Look at all these hands go up. Oh, what is that, Lisa?
Love my husband to come and live with me here in Hawaii.
She'd love for her husband, who's also a musician, to come and live with her in Hawaii, because she has a place to live in Naalehu, a farm to take care of, and she can stay here as long as she wants, but her husband had to go back and work. So we're going to hold that vision for her. Who else? Who else had a vision they want to share? See all those hands that went up? They're not there anymore, are they? Okay, Vince, thank you.
Okay. I've gained some traction in my career, and now I want to gain momentum.
He has traction, and now he wants momentum. Okay, so you want to be on the right train at the right time.
That train, those wheels turning.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening for you. So we hold that vision for him. Who else? One more person who had their hand up and now doesn't, or who's moved. Who wants to share something they'd like vision support with? Yes.
I would like my daughter and husband to come and live in Hawaii.
She'd love to have her daughter and husband come and live here, if it's for their best and highest good. Absolutely. And that's what we always caveat everything that we desire, is if it's for our best and highest good, or their best and highest good. If any of you have done masterminding, which is Jack Boland's teachings, which I've done since 1987, love it, I really love it. You know, and when we say, I know that the mastermind has heard you and is providing you with what you have asked for. It is powerful when you hear that, when you have your request. And so that's what we say to each other, and knowing that from that centering place, that point of light within the mind of God that is in us, we say yes. Do we know what's happening? Sometimes. We get a little guidance. Sometimes we can see clearly what is in front of us. And other times, we just don't know. Do we? Do you ever feel that way? You see it happening, you know it's for your best and highest good, but you're just not sure how it's going to manifest. So what do? We stay centered. We get into that foundation of truth that says, all things are possible with God. So we focus on our relationship with God. That's the easiest way to create a vision, is to stay connected with the God of your being and say, okay, God, what is it you want me to do? And in that silent place, we go there. And then what I love about Michael Beckwith's visioning is that we have to be open to vision. So sometimes do you have a vision of how you want your life to be? And then you get another vision that says, I want you to go here. And I want you to do this. So we have to ask ourselves and tell ourselves, be open, be receptive to that truth, whatever it might look like. You know, for months we've been talking about maybe closing the thrift store. And we tried new things, we tried that, didn't we? We've been doing it for quite some time. All this past year we tried different things to see how we could grow it or whatever we might have to do. And then on Christmas Eve, I got the call from the property manager and said, you're gonna have to move out of the thrift store. And that's how quickly it can happen. When you think you have a vision, you're moving towards something, and then something happens just like that to say, this is how it's going to be today. So I want you to make those plans to make it work. And so we have to be open to that. And then we have to ask ourselves, how must I grow in order to embody this vision? So what is it going to take out of me to make those changes? Okay, might be a lot of work. You're going to have a lot of spiritual energy moving through you. And you're going to have to be nice when you don't have to feel like being nice. Do you ever feel that way? Once in a while, right? Those moments where we say, like last night, I was like, I just need a little more downtime. And so I'll get that this afternoon, because that's how it rolls for me on Sundays. So I give my best, my all today, and then I have a respite. And then we put on our gloves and roll up our sleeves for tomorrow. Is that how the universe works? Will everything be provided for us? Yes. But I may have to change an attitude. Any of you ever have to have an attitude shift? Yes, we do. And we want that to happen so that we can continue to grow spiritually and not be caught in a collective unconscious mind. We want to be aware. Don't you want to be aware of what's happening? And to see truth and to feel truth and know truth? Because it comes from in you. And so that's what we want to do. And then we have to release all of our ideas and stick with what we know is true that came from God. And then we ask ourselves, is there anything that I do need to release in order for this vision to occur? And what happened for me is we had to release the Sunday school rooms. And that was hard for me. Where are we going to put our kids? There's none here today, but where are we going to put them? We have wonderful teachers. So they're going to be in our refreshment room. And if you'll recall when we first moved next door, they were in the other Sunday school room and they were noisy. So did we unconsciously not want them to be here because they were noisy? Could be. But having Sunday school, that's why I came to Unity. My children, and now my grandchildren. And so that truth, that spirit that is God, is wanting to manifest in our children and in their parents. And so we want to provide a space for them so that we can continue to grow. So I have to release whatever it is that's blocking my best and highest good as a minister. And then I get to say, what can I do? What can I bring to this vision? And Kayla and I have been talking about some wonderful things. She has some great ideas about ministry and vision and children. She's real close to them, and she's a great teacher. And so I don't know how it's going to manifest, but it will. And the space will be provided because it always has been. And I learned in therapy, scientifically, whatever occurred back there is going to continue to occur. Oh, yay, God. Do I remember that always? No. But in that vision process, we get to embrace it. We get to change, we get to grow, we get to move forward in however God, Spirit, life is guiding us. And that is what we want to do. So I invite you all, if you haven't done anything about your vision for your life for the rest of this year, to go home today. Maybe sit by the ocean. Maybe wherever it is that you find that wonderful place outside that makes you feel whole, to take those moments to create that vision and listen. Write it down. Talk it into your phone. But let Spirit guide you for what may be occurring for your best and highest good from this moment forward. Thank you, everyone.